What are some of the most misunderstood parts of employment law? I think it just is the nature of it and the real limitation, going back to the employment at will. Most people think they hear a scenario where somebody's boss has been unfair, has fired them because they accused them of doing something and they didn't do it, or they maintain they didn't do it, and they think they have recourse or should have recourse, and they just don't. The employer doesn't have to be right. The employer doesn't even have to be acting in good faith. I mean, the employer can say, yeah, I didn't have any reason. I know it was unfair to fire Bobby, but I didn't fire Bobby because he's black or because he's Jewish or because he's from, Germany. I fired him because I just didn't like him. And I didn't like him because he was always questioning my authority, and I just want to get rid of him. That's a defense to it. And I think that the flip side of it is most employers make good cases because they are not straightforward and honest, and because out of fear. In other words, they don't just say, look, I'm firing you, and I'm not going to tell you why, and I don't really have a good reason, but I'm firing you. Thank you. You no longer need it. Instead, a lot of times people think they're worried about lawsuits, and so they kind of concoct these reasons that under close scrutiny just don't hold up. And I think those types of employers would be much better off just fessing up and saying, look, I'm sorry, Bobby, I'm firing you. And I'm firing you because I want to bring in Matt, who I worked with at my previous job, and he and I are on the same wavelength, and I just want to build my own team. You see that scenario playing out a lot, and instead of just doing it that way, for whatever reason, the employer thinks that they have to come up with some basis for cause when they really don't have to do that. So I'd say that's the most misunderstood part.